Rich people don't waste money. That's not how they got rich, and it's definitely not how they stay rich. But it's not what you think. They're not clipping coupons or eating ramen every night. They've simply identified 10 specific categories where most people hemorrhage money without even realizing it. And once you see what these categories are, you'll understand why the wealthy keep getting wealthier while everyone else stays stuck. Here's something most people get wrong about the rich. They think wealthy people are either extremely frugal or extremely lavish. The truth is neither. Wealthy people are strategic. They spend aggressively on things that generate returns, and they spend almost nothing on things that don't. This distinction is everything. It's not about being cheap. It's about being intentional. Every dollar has a job, and wealthy people make sure each dollar is working as hard as possible. Today, I'm going to show you the 10 things rich people refuse to waste money on. And I guarantee at least 3 of them are silently draining your bank account right now. Number 1. Extended warranties and protection plans. Every time you buy electronics, furniture, or appliances, someone tries to sell you an extended warranty. $5 a month for phone protection. $50 for a 2-year warranty on your laptop. It seems reasonable, right? But here's what the data shows. Extended warranties are one of the most profitable products retailers sell. That should tell you everything. The margins on these plans are often 70 to 80%, meaning for every dollar you spend, only 20 to 30 cents goes toward actual coverage. Most products either fail within the manufacturer's warranty period or last well beyond the extended warranty. The sweet spot that extended warranties cover is statistically tiny. Wealthy people know this. Instead, they self-insure for small purchases. They put the money they would have spent on warranties into savings. Over a lifetime, this adds up to thousands of dollars that stay in their pocket instead of padding a retailer's margins. Number 2. Brand new cars. This might surprise you, but the average millionaire drives a car that's at least 3 years old. Meanwhile, people earning $60,000 a year are financing brand new vehicles with 72-month loans. A new car loses roughly 20 to 30% of its value in the first year alone. That $30,000 car is worth $21,000 after 12 months. You just burned $9,000 for the privilege of that new car smell. Wealthy people buy cars that are 2 to 4 years old with low mileage. They let someone else absorb the massive depreciation hit. They get essentially the same car, with modern features and reliability, for 30 to 40% less. Some wealthy people do buy luxury cars, but they buy them used, or they lease them through their business for tax advantages. They never finance depreciating assets with long-term loans. That's a recipe for staying broke, not building wealth. Number 3. Unused subscriptions. The average American spends over $200 per month on subscriptions. Streaming services, gym memberships, software, meal kits, news sites, apps, cloud storage, music platforms. Most people are paying for subscriptions they barely use or have completely forgotten about. Wealthy people audit their subscriptions regularly. They cancel anything they haven't used in the past 30 days. They share family plans where possible. They negotiate better rates or switch to annual plans for services they actually use. But here's the deeper insight. It's not just about the $12 per month for a streaming service. It's about the mentality. When you let small recurring charges go unchecked, you're training your brain to be passive about where your money goes. Wealthy people are active about every dollar. They don't let money leak out of their accounts unnoticed. This habit of financial awareness compounds. Someone who scrutinizes a $12 subscription will also scrutinize a $1,200 purchase. It's the same muscle. Number 4. Impressing strangers. Think about the last time you bought something expensive. New shoes, a nice watch, a designer bag. Who were you really buying it for? If you're honest, a significant portion of luxury purchases are made to signal status to people you don't even know. You'll never see those people again. They don't care about you. They're too busy worrying about what other people think of them. Wealthy people broke free from this cycle. They realized that true confidence doesn't come from logos and labels. It comes from financial security, from knowing you have 6 months of expenses saved, from watching your investment portfolio grow, from having the freedom to walk away from a bad situation because you're not financially trapped. The irony is that the people trying hardest to look rich are usually the brokest. Real wealth is invisible. It's in brokerage accounts, real estate portfolios, and business ownership, not on your wrist or in your driveway. Number 5. Convenience fees and premiums. Wealthy people understand the convenience tax. It's the extra cost you pay for not planning ahead. Buying water at the airport for $5 instead of bringing a bottle from home. Ordering delivery 4 times a week instead of meal prepping once. Paying ATM fees because you didn't plan your cash needs. Buying single-serve items instead of bulk. Each of these seems insignificant in isolation. But over a year, convenience spending can easily cost $3,000 to $5,000. That's $5,000 that could be invested, and in 30 years at 10% returns, would grow to over $80,000. Wealthy people plan ahead. They buy in bulk. They meal prep. They bring their own coffee instead of paying $6 at a coffee shop every morning. Not because they can't afford it, but because they understand the opportunity cost. Every dollar spent on convenience is a dollar that can't compound. And compound interest is how ordinary people become millionaires. Number 6. High-interest consumer debt. We talked about debt in our blueprint video, but this deserves its own spotlight. Wealthy people treat consumer debt like poison. Credit card debt, payday loans, buy now pay later schemes, personal loans for vacations. They refuse to participate in any of it. Here's the math. If you carry $5,000 in credit card debt at 20% interest and make minimum payments, you'll pay over $5,000 in interest alone and take over 15 years to pay it off. You'll pay double what you borrowed. Meanwhile, wealthy people use credit cards strategically. They pay the full balance every month. They collect points and cash back on purchases they'd make anyway. They make credit cards work for them instead of against them. If you're currently carrying consumer debt, eliminating it should be your top financial priority. It's the highest guaranteed return on investment you can get. Paying off a 20% interest credit card is equivalent to earning 20% returns on your money. No investment in the world reliably offers that. Number 7. Overpriced housing. The biggest expense in most people's lives is housing. And most people get it catastrophically wrong. They buy the most expensive house they can get approved for. They stretch to the maximum of their budget because a real estate agent told them to think of it as an investment. But wealthy people follow a strict rule. Keep housing costs below 25 to 30% of your take-home pay. When you're spending 40 or 50% of your income on housing, you have no margin for saving, investing, or building wealth. You become what's called house poor. A beautiful home on the outside, an empty bank account on the inside. Wealthy people also avoid the trap of upgrading homes every time their income increases. They stay in their modest home and invest the difference. Over 10 or 20 years, this single decision can mean the difference between retiring at 55 and working until 70. Number 8. Lottery tickets and gambling. Americans spend over $100 billion per year on lottery tickets. That's more than they spend on books, video games, movies, and sports tickets combined. The lottery is essentially a tax on people who don't understand probability. Your odds of winning the Powerball jackpot are roughly 1 in 300 million. You're more likely to be struck by lightning twice. Yet millions of people buy tickets every week, spending $5, $10, $20 at a time. Over a year, that's $260 to over $1,000. Invested instead at 10% returns over 30 years, that weekly $20 lottery habit would grow to nearly $90,000. Wealthy people never gamble with their money. They calculate probabilities and expected values. When the math doesn't work, they walk away. The lottery is entertainment marketed as opportunity. If you want to gamble, set aside a tiny entertainment budget, but never confuse it with a financial strategy. Number 9. Paying full price out of laziness. Wealthy people are not too proud or too lazy to look for a better deal. They negotiate their bills. They use cashback apps and browser extensions that automatically find coupons. They compare prices before major purchases. They ask for discounts on large orders. They negotiate their insurance rates annually. This isn't about being cheap. It's about refusing to pay more than necessary for the same product or service. Studies show that people who negotiate their cable, internet, and phone bills save an average of $300 per year per service. That's close to $1,000 just from a few phone calls. Multiply this mindset across every area of spending, and you're saving thousands per year without changing your lifestyle at all. The wealthy understand that a dollar saved is actually worth more than a dollar earned, because you don't pay taxes on money you don't spend. Number 10. Expensive education they don't use. The average student loan debt in America is nearly $40,000. Many graduates carry over $100,000, and a shocking number of them end up working in fields completely unrelated to their degree. Wealthy people approach education differently. They view it as an investment, not a rite of passage. They calculate the return on investment before committing. They consider alternatives like trade schools, boot camps, certifications, self-education, and apprenticeships. They start at community colleges and transfer to save tens of thousands. When wealthy people do pursue higher education, they choose fields with clear career paths and strong earning potential. They minimize debt by working during school, applying for scholarships aggressively, and choosing affordable institutions. Education is valuable, but overpaying for a degree you won't use is one of the most expensive mistakes you can make in your 20s, and it can set your wealth building back by a decade or more. 10 things rich people never waste money on. Extended warranties, brand new cars, and used subscriptions, impressing strangers, convenience premiums, high-interest debt, overpriced housing, lottery tickets, paying full price, and expensive and used education. None of these require you to earn more money. They simply require you to be more intentional with the money you already have. Wealth isn't about what you earn. It's about what you keep and what you grow. Start eliminating these 10 money drains today, and you'll be shocked at how much faster your wealth begins to build. If this video changed how you think about spending, hit subscribe and turn on the bell. This channel is your unfair advantage in the wealth game. Share this with a friend who needs a wake-up call about their spending. I'll see you in the next one.